and I swear each episode something would happen that would just leave me shook. Hey guys, it's Kristen, and today we are talking about the best TV shows of 2019. Now of course, this is a subjective list, this is my personal favorites. It's fun to look back at these lists and just see what I was really into for the year, because I feel like a lot of the shows for 2019 were very kind of dark, with some comedy, but also a lot of mysteries and twists and turns that, you know, you kind of need one of those like police corkboards so you can like string all of the clues together to get the answer. So consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know some of your favorite and some of your least favorite shows of 2019. I'd love to hear your thoughts. While the first episode kind of had to do a lot of work to set up the premise, I think once you get into the Umbrella Academy, you will be hooked. We follow a dysfunctional family of superheroes who come together after their father's death to figure out what actually happened and also stop an impending apocalypse. But what I love about this show is that it's not just a superhero show, it's a family drama. It's dark, it's funny, it's quirky, and it gets deep. And there are also some really awesome cinematic shots, including one that looks like we're peering into this house that they all live in as if it's a dollhouse. And on top of that, this show just sets up some really awesome mysteries and secrets that I cannot wait to get into in season 2. 3 years after season 1 premiered, the OA returned for its second and unfortunately last season in 2019. Created by Britt Marling and Zalbet Manglage, this show dives into the ideas of other dimensions, near-death experiences, and theories of the afterlife. Brilliant, polarizing, and mind-bending, the OA is a show that really makes you think and opens up mysteries about the universe that you just want to explore on a deeper level. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 2 continues to focus on Sabrina's dual nature in a really compelling way. We dive even deeper into the dark mysteries of this show, with Sabrina being tricked into being an unholy vessel meant to bring about the end of the world. With more magic, surprising revelations, and a cliffhanger that literally sets up the gang going to hell, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is a can't-miss show. An animated series on Cartoon Network, Craig of the Creek follows a trio of friends who love to go on adventures in the creek by their town. While the show is grounded in reality, I think what makes it so much fun is that the creek is a place where they really dive into the magic of imagination. And realistically, there aren't a huge amount of black protagonists leading animated projects right now, so to see a show that follows Craig and his friends and this really loving and realistic African-American family is so refreshing. What initially seems like a show about two women finding a connection after a really big loss, Dead to Me dramatically switches gears when it turns out one of them is keeping a really dark secret. Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini are a magnetic duo, and I personally think Cardellini steals the show with the depth and the intricacies that she brings to her character. While it seems like you might know where the show is going, there are so many twists and turns and revelations that will really keep you on the edge of your seat. Roswell, New Mexico brings the Roswell book series to life brilliantly in this new adaptation. We follow Liz Orteco, the daughter of undocumented immigrants, who returns home to learn that her high school crush is actually an alien. As the two grow closer, it turns out there's even more secrets and mysteries in their small town. They address immigration head-on, really giving this story about aliens a double meaning. And one of the best parts of the show for me is the twists and turns. The pacing is incredible, they're really able to pack in so much in each episode, and I swear each episode something would happen that would just leave me shook. Not only is this show about aliens, but it's a murder mystery, it's an adventure. Each episode we're learning more and more until we get to this epic cliffhanger that really sets up a season 2 that is going to be a must-watch. In a time when we're completely saturated with superhero content, The Boys delivers us something that is totally different. It brings us face to face with a world where superheroes are treated like celebrities, they abuse their power, but there's a small underground group of non-super vigilantes who are working to stop them. Adapted from Garth Ennis's graphic novel, The Boys takes on the current superhero culture and the way that we idolize it through dark satire. The first season ultimately ends up diving into this interesting idea of the duality of good versus evil. On My Block follows teens of color living in South Central LA dealing with real issues. Season 2 does get dark at times, especially as we dive into the trauma and the PTSD that Ruby is going through after a shooting, and they really tackle it in a very moving way. And I think Ruby and Jasmine really stole this season as we get to dive into kind of that balance of some of those more serious moments and some more humorous moments. At the end of the day, On My Block is a show that continues to be equal parts emotional, funny, and authentic. What do you get when you mix Glee and The Office? High School Musical, the series! The show is done in a mockumentary style as we follow the Drama Club of East High as they put on their first stage production of High School Musical. Friendships are tested, rivalries flare, romance bubbles, all set around the transformative world of musical theater. They've got some incredible talent, they dive into some deeper storylines, especially around characters like Ricky, and they really give us some great High School Musical references, so if you grew up with High School Musical, I think you will really enjoy this. All those little Easter eggs were just so fun to find. But what really stands out to me in the show is the new original songs that we get, 2 of which are actually penned by 2 of the young actors that are in the show. I thought that that was so incredible that they would use their talent and, use their songwriting skills and actually include it in the show. One of my favorites was All I Want, which was written by the actress who sings it, Olivia Rodrigo. So good. This whole series is just a win and just speaks to the theater kid in me. At first glance, Russian Doll seems like her classic Groundhog's Day style show, but then the show takes a turn, adding some really trippy and deeper storylines that turn this genre on its head. Russian Doll is really methodical about how they drop hints and then they go back and they kind of connect the dots. But what I find really interesting about this series is who the real villain is. Your own brain, your own inner demons. The show explores time, space, and alternate realities, while also diving into the ideas of forgiving yourself and forming connections with other people as a way to survive. Stranger Things went back to its roots in season 3, really zeroing in on the characters that we know and love, while also introducing us to some new fan favorites. Dustin delivers an epic duet of the Neverending Story theme song with his totally real girlfriend. Oh, and Russian spies are working on a secret mission under the new Starcourt Mall. It's just pure 80s at its finest, with action, heart, and so much nostalgia. So these were just a few of the TV shows that I enjoyed in 2019, but what are we gonna watch in 2020? Don't you worry, I got a whole list right here of some of my most anticipated TV shows as well as movies. Basically, you should just check out my entire best of and most anticipated playlist because I got a whole bunch of great recommendations for you right there. If you like this one, you can check out more right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya!